Hello and welcome to ShedTV, my name's Keith. In the last video I dealt with tidying up the wiring in the garage that went through to the rest of the house and the washing machine and dryer, and I also got rid of some redundant cabling and fittings from the wall here. You can just about probably make out where the socket and light switch used to be and where the cable used to run up the wall. So this wall is now completely free of any obstructions and clear for me to start installing the shelving. The method that I'm going to use to attach shelves to the wall is with some of this metal tracking and the brackets that well, they do clip into it, I just don't seem to be able to do it. Oh, there we go. Clip into it like that and then the shelf goes on top. Obviously that screws onto the wall. It's all fairly obvious stuff. I've got a whole load of this stuff that I took down out of my shed. Can't easily separate that. As you can see, it's been in my shed. A bit rusty, a bit dirty and horrible. So I'm going to find some appropriate sized pieces after I've done a little bit of measuring and give them a wipe down. I found 6 matching lengths of track in the pile, and if you look closely at the end, I don't know whether you can make that out, that's the original cut end from the manufacturer. All the holes line up where they mount onto the wall. And then at the top end here, these have been cut. I think I must have cut these at some point from longer lengths where I had them in the shed previously. So those 6 spaced across the wall here should be sufficient to carry 3 shelves. With 3 brackets spaced out along the length of the track like that, that leaves a gap in here of about 250, 280 mil, something like that, depending on where you are in relation to the bracket, which would leave plenty of room for a box of this sort of size to fit in between the shelves. So that would mount on the wall something like this. Top shelf being one that will be accessible by a small step, this one in easy reach and this one too, and that is I suppose about 600 above the, maybe a little bit less, above the height of the worktop. So with that position decided, I can go ahead and mark the bottom edge of that shelf bracket, and then using the spirit level draw a line across to mark the bottom of all of the other brackets. Don't know how well this comes out in the camera, but initially I was a bit confused because this line appeared to be sloping, even though the spirit level bubble said it wasn't. Tried another spirit level just to be on the safe side, but actually what's going on is that the wall isn't straight, so never assume anything. Here I'm making a mark where the end of the worktop bisects the line that I've drawn, and that shows me the outer end of any shelving. And having done the same at the other end, I'm going to measure in 100 mm from the end, and that'll be the position of the end bracket. I'll now measure the distance between the 2 inner marks from the 200 mm, divide that by 5, and that'll give me something in the region of about 400 mm I reckon, and that'll be the spacings for the remaining brackets. That's the 6 uprights up then, and I've now sorted out some brackets to go on there, long ones here for the 2 upper shelves and 6 short ones for the lower shelves. I'm going to pop these on and have a look and see how the up and over door is going to interfere with the shelves, or maybe it won't. I've put the shelf brackets on. I've put these short ones on the bottom, and that's to accommodate a 300mm wide shelf, and then on the top row and the second row I've put these longer ones for a 450mm wide shelf, and you'll notice that at the end there I've put 2 short ones, and that's because the garage door doesn't quite clear the end of that shelf. So I'm going to lay the boards on now, the shelf boards, and see exactly what I have to do to get around that. I think it's fairly clear then what needs to happen here. This shelf that you can see behind me, that I've pushed further back there, that needs to be cut to the same width as this lower one. In other words, 150mm needs to come off the front of here. That can slide that way, and then the door will be able to pass through this gap that's been created by it. So time for a bit of measuring, I think. What I've marked there is a line from the worktop corner going straight up. So that, you know, it's the end of the shelves. Because eventually there'll be some sort of upright thing going on either end of this, not entirely sure what that's going to be yet. But I don't want the shelves going past the end of the worktop. I'm not really concerned about the position of this bottom shelf or the very top one at the moment. All I'm interested in doing is making sure that this one lines up with the line, which indeed it does, and then making a mark somewhere along here where I'm going to cut this back so that it ends up being the same depth as this one. So the door doesn't need much clearance. Looking at the way I've done the shelving on the other side, I would say that using my spirit level, which I've now lost, there it is, if I make a line right down there, and that is where I'm going to cut the shelf. Oh, chicken sandwich? Yeah. Oh, lovely, yeah. That's all 3 shelves cut to length, and I've also cut a piece out of this middle shelf here so that the up and over garage door doesn't hit it, and I've used shorter shelf brackets. I'll pull the door up and you can see that the door goes past without any problem. The last remaining job is to screw the shelves onto the brackets. I've already done these top 2 and they're good and solid. I'm just finishing off this bottom one now. Right, that's that then. Job done. Next thing then is transfer some of this stuff that's over this side of the room and in the kitchen and all over the place onto these shelves, and that will hopefully give me a bit more space and well, build some more shelving, floor out the loft, don't know what else. Hope to see you in the next video. Cheers, bye bye.